This is the second recording of this day. I have some time on my hands, so I figured I might as well just jump the gun and go do things as much as I can for this occasion. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm a part of a group. It's a WhatsApp group, an AA group for the East African community. And every morning, someone gives a share based off of a topic in the big book, and everyone else who's part of the group just comments or shares something related to what the main speaker has talked about. And the point of this isn't so much about what has been said, but rather that there is a place where you can just go and listen to people speak and try and relate honestly, truthfully, in how this thing has affected your life. And this is important to me and hopefully to you too, because a few episodes ago I discussed how someone suggested to me, which is, I appreciate the suggestions, the tips for improvement, the advice. I appreciate all these things, and I hope you give me more of them. If I think it works, it is good for this channel, I will implement it. If not, well, it's still something to consider, So either way, so someone commented that I should consider putting visual aids and background music and a lot of things to help it more to become more entertaining. And my idea was that no, this is not the point of this channel. The point of this channel is basically to talk freely, to talk openly, and to act as though this is you, the viewer, listening to someone who has something to say that hopefully is important to you, is helpful to you. The point here isn't to be entertained, right? Now, entertainment, as far as I'm concerned, is, it's the reality shows. You have Instagram is quite entertaining. You have other YouTube shows that talk about tech or about movies and whatnot. That's all entertainment on YouTube. But this is not entertainment. Unfortunately, there is this modern aspect of learning through fun, and they call it edutainment. And it does help. It does help when you're a child, when you're young and you're told, okay, count, it's not 1 + 1 is 2. You take one apple and another apple. Oh, no, you have 2 apples. That's a fun game. You eat 1 apple, now you eat 2 apples. Oh, that's a fun game. But every once in a while, especially as you grow up, you learn that maybe the most important thing to do isn't to be entertained, but simply to listen. And I mentioned those a few episodes ago how if you walk into an AA meeting, you find some people just like this. The entire time, they're just like this. And the first time I encountered this, I thought, man, that's so rude. People are speaking. Why is this guy sleeping? And over time I realized many people are actually doing the same thing. They just come in, they close their eyes, and it's like they've dozed off. But they haven't dozed off, they're actually paying attention. They're really paying attention. They're considering everything that is being said and ask themselves, how does this pertain to me? How can I contribute to this? How can I serve this speaker? How is this speaker serving me? And that's how shares tend to go around in AA for the most part, right? It's not only that. Some people just come, like every once in a while, I do the same thing whereby I just want to vent. I've had a bad week, so I'm just going to come here and vent, right? But sometimes you consider what someone has said and how that pertains to you. And this is why I believe we all need a group like AA. AA isn't for everyone. Not everyone is alcoholic. But I have to say that I do believe everyone has their alcoholic thing, Everyone is an alcoholic for something else, right? Like I've said, it's probably pornography. It's for the young men, it's most likely pornography. You might not realize it's a problem now, but you're going to realize at some point. Pornography, it's social media overuse. It's maybe just simply lying. It's spending time with people who are not really helping you become a better person. It's you not serving your community or the people around you as you should. Everyone is an alcoholic in some way, with something. Maybe alcoholic isn't the right word there, of course. Everyone abuses something in some way. It's just that with alcohol, it's pretty obvious when I'm abusing alcohol, right? When you're abusing social media, it's not so obvious to you or all the people around you, right? When you're abusing porn, it's only obvious to you. For most cases, it's not obvious to anyone else around you, But at some point, it's going to be obvious to everyone, unfortunately. So I do feel I do know that it is important to be part of a community where you can be rigorously honest with yourself and the people in the group. Because like I'm a married man. I have a spouse, I have 2 kids. But even as a married man, you find that there's some things I don't feel comfortable telling my wife, right? But when I go to this group, I'm free to share everything that's on my mind because, hey, the dude across from me, the dude next to me, has shared so much. They've opened up with things that, like there's no way anyone should be comfortable saying these things to another human being. But they've said it. And you can see that it's like a weight off their shoulders, right? Now I know, or I assume, I'd like to believe that just because they've said that, they're not going to have that drink that they might have had today. You see, this is why addictions and bad habits perpetuate. It's because you have a weight on your shoulder that you're lugging around for on and on and on and on and on, and there's no place you can just drop the weight down, right? But when you have that drink, when you watch that porn, when you whatever it is you abuse, the weight feels a bit lighter. I know. I've been there. The weight feels lighter. It isn't so much about the substance or the activity, it's the weight you have on your back. But if you have a place, if you have people or a person that you can open up to fully without fear of, or what if they tell someone about this, right? What if they use this against me? I promise you, if once you have that, it's going to be so hard for you to return to that substance, that activity. And this is how AA works. We're sitting in a circle, right? And there's the chair of the meeting. The chair is usually, it's a random person. There's no like chairman for AA, it's like there's a random dude. This week can be me, next week another guy. Whoever's there who wants to do it, it's fine. Go ahead, be the chair of the meeting. And the chair of the meeting picks a topic for the day. Or picks something out of an email we get every day. It's called just the daily reflections, just a quote from the AA literature and how we consider this in our day, right? And we can and the chair brings up this topic, and everyone else speaks either on the topic given or anything related to the alcoholism. And here, alcoholism can be not just your abuse or your past stories, but just your alcoholic brain, right? And when we say alcoholic brain, we're referring to how your behavior led you to drink, and how you see that some of this behavior might be seeping back into your daily life today, even though you're not drinking. So people will share like that, like, so one person shares about, comments on the topic, another person does the same thing, another person says how this week has been so bad because of ABCD, another person says this week has been so good because of ABCD, another person says, I don't know if this is working, I don't know if A is working, right? Because, I had a drink a few days ago, blah, blah, blah. So, because not everyone who goes to the gym becomes ripped. Not everyone who goes to the gym keeps up with their program. Same with AA. But he's being honest. He's being honest right now by saying, I don't know if this is working, right? And once he says that, then okay, so now let's say the meeting come to, it's 1 hour into the meeting is over, we go outside and someone might walk up to the guy, or he might walk up to someone and say, hey, I need help. How do I stop myself from drinking next time? Or, hey, dude, do you need help to not drink again tomorrow, or just today? And this is how things work. Hey, give me your contact, right? Or I'll give you mine. Whenever you feel like drinking, just call me, and we'll talk. And that's how AA works. That's how AA works. You call someone and you talk. Right? And this is level 1, just to get you not to drink. You call someone and you talk, right? Preferably before you have a drink. It's like, I feel like drinking. Okay, I'm gonna call so-and-so. And I say, hey dude, can I talk? Hey, sure thing. What do you want to talk about? I really feel like drinking. Oh yeah, so cool, I understand. What's going on right now? What's going on in your life that makes you want to drink? Oh yeah, it's just I had this fight with my wife. I had this bad day at work. I had a disagreement with my boss. And you just rant. And maybe through the ranting you realize, hey, I actually didn't need a drink. I just needed to talk to someone. everyone is abusing something in the modern world. Because, like I've said before, there are no individuals, just lonely people. And we are all getting more and more lonely. I live in Osaka City. Most of the apartments around me are like single room apartments. Just basically, it's a box, right? This guy or this girl living in this apartment was probably not born in Osaka City. They were probably born in Kyushu or Hokkaido, which is southern Japan or northern Japan, somewhere random, right? And they come here for work. And now they're here with no friends, no family, and they're only, the only people they have in their life here are their coworkers. And you might not like your coworkers. Or even if you do, you just meet at work, then you go and drink and come back home, right? And maybe your circle grows from that. You meet your coworker's friend, your coworker's girlfriend or boyfriend, your circle grows, right? But still, you can't be fully open with these people. You know that. You miss your siblings back home, your high school friends, your university friends, your parents. So in that state of loneliness, you depend on something else to make you feel relaxed. At the low-level addiction, you're just watching too much YouTube. You're using too much Instagram. Maybe the guy or the girl is abusing pornography when there's no one around. Of course, there's no one ever around in the apartment. It's just them in the box, right? Maybe they start buying cans of beer after work and just coming back home, and every night they're getting blackout drunk. So they're just, not even blackout, they're just drinking so they can sleep comfortably, right? Now, what if that person had a place in Osaka City that they could go, not as an alcoholic, just a place whereby they could go and just speak honestly about what's going on in their life? Now, I've said this many times to anyone who will give me a chance to speak. There are people who've been in AA for multiple decades. Like this man or this woman hasn't drunk for more than 20, 30 years, and they're still coming to the meeting every other week. Why? It's at some point, as a newbie, I'm 3 years in actually this month. 3 years in, right? 3 years. I'm 3 years into AA, and I remember in the beginning I was thinking, like, after a few months, I don't need to come back here anymore. I'm cured of my alcoholism. But you go there, people keep going back because this is the place where I can be radically honest. And no one judges me. And even if they do, it doesn't matter because they've probably said something worse than I have. You can't judge me. I've just heard everything about you. I know you, motherfucker. You can't judge me now. You cannot judge me. You can't judge anyone in AA because whatever you've heard, you're probably going to say something worse, right? And vice versa, right? Can you imagine that? There is a place whereby you can say the absolute worst thing you've done, but I guarantee you someone is going to say something worse that they've done. How comfortable is that? Right? It doesn't have to get that far. Just the fact that once you hear someone saying something extreme about their life, you'll be willing to just be relaxed there. Like, I can breathe here. I can breathe. Because, like, I was, in the last recording, I talked about how I was having this issue with my daughter in school and she was, like, throwing a tantrum. And I felt like one of the things that made me feel really uncomfortable is the fact that I felt I couldn't show my anger or frustration towards my child around other people, right? I can't express this thing I'm feeling so strongly inside me because what will they think about me? And I see that in other parents as well, whereby I've seen kids throwing tantrums and the parents, I can see the anger in their face, but they try to say, oh, baby, please calm down. But I'm seeing that if no one else was here, they might smack that kid, right? But imagine a place whereby you don't have to pretend. No pretending here. If you're angry, be angry. If you're sad, you can cry. If you're happy, you can laugh. No one will judge you for anything. I assure you, you will never want to leave that place. And that's why AA works. And as a Christian, I go to church every Sunday, right? But this is an aspect that I believe AA has outdone the church. Of course, we go to church to listen, to listen to what the Father has to say, to meditate on the suffering of Christ. But how much better will church be if, and I'm not saying church has to change for me, that's not the point. But how much better will church be if that was a place you could just go and just be absolutely honest, right? But even in church, I do feel that some people like to pretend that they're good Christians, like, oh, I don't do anything wrong, Not everyone does that, but there is that sense in church. There is that feeling. Everyone is, putting on their best clothes, their best smile. Everything is too polished every Sunday. Nonetheless, we all need such a community. We all need such a community, a place whereby you can be radically honest, a place whereby there is honestly no judgment. And what happens? It's not that because there is no judgment, you keep being a degenerate. No. With each share, step 1 is let's be honest, right? Step 2 is let's figure out what made us do those things. Step 3 is how can I improve myself? Step 4, how can I help others? Of course, this is not how the steps are. This is just like a meta version of what AA is, right? Step 4 is how can I help others? Yeah. Number 1, admit what you are, what you've done. Number 2, understand, make it clear to you that you are the one who has done those things. Be responsible for your actions, your choices. Number 3, get better. Number 4, help others. And all of these things require honesty. They require intense honesty, and that's why everyone's first AA meeting is quite awkward, because you don't know what to do. You don't know what to expect. Now, I've said I have a Discord server, and it's actually called This Is a Community. It's down in the description. This is a community it's not AA, it's not a church, it's just a place online that I hope people come and be honest about their lives. You can be anonymous. It's Discord. You can just write a fake name. You don't have to put your profile picture. Come in and be honest about your life, and I'm sure there's someone else in the group who can help you, or at least there's someone there who knows where you are, or who understands where you are right now. And the more we grow, the more we can help each other. Hopefully, at some point, we help ourselves, and then we're able to help other people. This is how alcoholics in AA try to rebuild their lives. Help yourselves, then help others. A life of service. I hope you all consider joining. This is a community. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you.